Good morning, guys. How are we all doing? So Dan from Trading with Dan here. This is our morning Bitcoin update. If you guys wouldn't mind smashing that like button, and yeah, big thanks to you guys that do smash the like button. I am informed that it does help, so yeah, I just want to say thanks rather than just go through like an automated process of just saying would you mind smashing the like button. So yeah, thanks for that for you guys that do smash the like button. But yeah, so over to the Bitcoin chart on the 4-hour. Yeah, as you can see, we have managed to break nicely above our resistance zone we've got drawn in, and also quite nicely above our upside trend line resistance that we had drawn here as well. So 3 touches, 4th touch, and then yeah, and then lift off. So yeah, I mean we are now moving into basically that, well, just into this whole region here now. Basically dipping our toes in, as you can see. You can see how large this region is. So I mean, what to expect from here? I mean, if stock markets keep doing what they're doing, dollar keeps doing what they're doing, I think we're just gonna play out a bit of a wild range between, well, roughly 14k and 18k. So just very roughly speaking, so that is a $4,000 range, and we can have some very nice volatile price action in there. Very nice for trading anyway. So yeah, it is yeah, pretty good, pretty positive. I know all you Bitcoin guys out there are going to be thinking the same. This is looking good. We also know there's not really a lot of people. I mean, not that our hairdressers are open at the moment, but our hairdressers aren't talking about it. Our PTs in the gym, even though they're not open, aren't talking about it. Not many people are talking about crypto or Bitcoin at the moment. Just the original people from back in the 2017 bull run. No new people. I'm in a number of Telegram and WhatsApp groups with just some people, various people that I know that then put me in groups that I've been in since back in the day. And there's no new people coming into any of these groups. So I know that's anecdotal evidence, but yeah, there's no real new money coming into Bitcoin. And don't forget, lots of people don't really have any money at the moment anyway. So for Bitcoin to be for Bitcoin to be doing this, a lot of the money is coming from alts, because alts are bleeding hard. But yeah, not a lot of real new capital coming in, other than obviously, as we know, some big businesses, and obviously we kind of know that the rich have got money and they're going to put it in this as they see the system falling around them. But yeah, Bitcoin obviously looking really good. If we look at that daily 9, yeah, you can see on the daily 9 candle we did get a nice pullback on the candle, but it was swiftly brought up. And then you guys know how I trade the TD. Once we trade back above that 9, you invalidate that 9 and just continuation to the upside, which we are having. Obviously that did coincide with pretty much almost exactly with this, the top side of this resistance box we've got in here. So yeah, it was no surprise to see it accelerate into the upside. So I mean, are we just looking for another 9 days of upside? Are we going to get ourselves deep into this territory, or are we having somewhat of a fake out and then we're going to come back down? I mean, I don't lean towards that, purely because of what I'm going to show you in the stock market and the dollar. As you can see, we had that wild action on actual election day. But yeah, we are now proceeding lower, guys. I remember I said that if we get back below this trend line, it's going to look particularly bad. We did have a very nice bounce off it, but I mean, obviously we know that was just down to elections, market volatility. But we are now below that. Sat on our lows. We'll go to the 4-hour. Sat on our on our backsides, literally making a beeline for some important downside support levels that, I mean, I don't see how they're not going to get taken out. Basically, I will say this all the time. You guys know my view on the dollar. It is going down. I know some people have other arguments about the whatever they have, arguments about a dollar strength. And yeah, I get that. I understand your arguments. I've heard a lot of them. A lot of these arguments. And I've read a lot of articles on them. I've read a lot of their documents. I've seen listened to a lot of interviews, and I know exactly the dollar bull thesis. But I just think the dollar bear thesis is what wins it for me. And yeah, and it does look like we are potentially gonna break down here. And I mean, yeah, like I'm saying, 88 is the targets. We've got it drawn in. I mean, this was our last mini target. We pretty much nearly got there. For all intensive purposes, from when I drew it in all the way up here, we pretty much got there. And yeah, I mean, realistically, the larger time frame target is down to here. And that is gonna, this here, guys, it's gonna give us 20k Bitcoin. I believe I tried to write this in, didn't I? And I couldn't get the text to work. Subsequently, I think I have got the text to work. So if I go 20k BTC, okay, yeah, and just put that there. So we know that is what we are looking at. That is what we are looking for. So we'll see how that plays out. Let's just have a look at the obviously stocks. Look at this, guys. I mean, this is an incredible move. I mean, yesterday it was an incredible move, and it is still becoming even more incredible. I mean, it's going to take a lot to stop this. I mean, we've had all the uncertainty. We have all the jazz that's going on. Stocks are rallying. I mean, at the end of the day, we all know who won the election, and that was basically the Federal Reserve and the elites and the rich people. They won it. They basically won because they basically control both sides. The central bank doesn't care. It'll print for whoever, and just these markets and these assets will keep going up until obviously the system implodes and there's an actual real social unrest, and then they potentially all get whatever happens to them. But yeah, at the moment, I mean, we are looking like we are re-entering after this stock market uncertainty. We are entering the crack up boom. The Ludwig von Mises, the Austrian school economist, crack-up boom theory, where we just get in inflation of assets. Stock markets are going to crash, but they are going to crash to the upside as the dollar crashes to the downside. As not just the dollar, I mean, this isn't just a dollar-specific thing in the US. It's just as all fiat currencies crash to the downside, and stocks are measured against all fiat currencies, so stocks will go up because, I mean, at the end of the day, some of these businesses are businesses that do own things, that do own property, plant machinery, do own income streams, have assets. I mean, obviously we know we've got those unicorn crazy companies, but a lot of companies basically are legitimate companies. It sounds silly to say that. Obviously, there are a lot of legitimate companies, and they have value. They have inherent value, regardless of what you decide to measure that value in. And that's what I mean. So measured in fiat currency, stock markets are gonna go up just as much as not just as much necessarily. There'll be varying degrees, but they're gonna go up in much the same way. Bitcoin, gold, silver, everything real and tangible, everything that is a thing is gonna go up. So even down to like number plates on cars, private number plates, they're gonna go up relative to the fiat value. Anything that is anything is gonna go up. So yeah, stock market is looking good. So yeah, back over to Bitcoin. Let's see what we are thinking here is that we've now bust into this zone. So we're over this major resistance level. We broke out of this formation. However you wanted to draw it, as an ascending triangle, as an ascending wedge, as a rising channel, even whatever it was, we bust out of it to the upside. We basically have traded above and holding above this daily 9. So yeah, I mean, we're just waiting for the next daily 9 now for potential pullback. I mean, and that easily could be at like 18k easily. I mean, these markets are getting a bit wet and wild. I mean, at some point we are going to get a savage, substantial pullback, because remember, the only way you can realistically find liquidity in an upwards trending market is by liquidating the actual longs, because there aren't really many shorts. So we are going to get some savage moves down at some point, because that's just how markets trade. So obviously, we're just going to watch out for what levels will define those, and what indicator reads will define those, and what TDs might tell us where that's coming in. But we'll have a quick whiz through the stochastics. I mean, this is getting very high for the 4 hour. Yeah, very high for the 4 hour. 10 hour moving up nicely still. 12 hours got room to run though. Daily holding up there. 2 day holding up there. 3-day holding up there, and then obviously everything else looking good. So again, it's pretty much a full house of the Stokes looking good. I mean, this is pretty much what will happen in an upwards trending market. Obviously the Stokes will just obviously usually lean bullish, and then it's a case of you just watching for the resets, the pullbacks, the bullish resets, and then turn back up in the Stokes, and then obviously then for the next burst back upside. That is basically the name of the game. But yeah, I mean, clearly looking good. Let's look at the bi-weekly, just for bants. Yeah, you can see we are, well, this just looks incredible, doesn't it? It just looks really good. It looks like we are coming for this level easily. I mean, let's face it, the distance between here and probably 20k is the distance we've moved in the past 2 weeks. Bearing in mind we've got 3 days of this 2-week period left. So yeah, something to think about. Something to think about, guys. And then just look what we have got the potential to do in this asset. Look at what we've got the potential to do in this asset, guys. Just look at it. Just look at it, guys. This could easily be anywhere up here, anywhere around here. Wow, that's like, what am I even saying? Wow, I'm a bit silly saying that, but yeah, right then, we'll anywhere around here, because obviously we're in log, but anywhere around here. So yeah, we have got yeah, we are looking good, guys. I do think it's going to take a lot to basically break the back of this market, because you would have to then break the back of the stock markets as well, the gold and silver markets, all of that, and I don't think that is a likely scenario. Put it that way. But yeah, that is about it. That's all I can think. There was some other thing I wanted to say, but I literally escaped my mind now, about Bitcoin, about the markets. But hey, so yeah, oh, that was it. Sorry, let's have a look at Ethereum. We forgot to do Ethereum in last night's video. Apparently, there's rumors of Ethereum 2.0. I mean, in my mind, and I've been saying Ethereum 2.0 is miles away. And I mean, you can pretty much see whatever those bounces were for Ethereum 2.0, whether it was obviously this bounce here, fully faded in Bitcoin Satoshi value. I don't think Ethereum 2.0 is coming anywhere near as soon as people might think. Which is why I am looking at obviously other Ethereum scaling solution coins, and I have a lot of capital in those, because I do think they are the way forwards, for the medium term at least. Let's have a look at Ethereum and USD as well. Obviously against USD, what am I looking at? That's not Ethereum, that's Euro dollar. Ethereum against USD here. I mean, look at it, guys. I mean, we're barely at 400. I mean, just I mean, well, obviously, basically, this tells the story. This Satoshi pairing tells the story. But yeah, barely holding 400 here, guys. But at some point, if people start to get back into the whole DeFi thing, if people start to get stimulus, I mean, Ethereum is a coin they look for. They simply look at it and say, BTC, a BTC coin will cost me 14,000, an Ethereum coin will cost me 400 or whatever it is at the time, whatever the relative value is, and they're like, I'll buy some Ethereum. And then they'll look at some other coins, maybe some Litecoins or whatever, and say they're even cheaper, I'll buy some of those. Then they'll look for some crazy 0.001 whatever value coins, think, oh, I'll buy myself 1,000 of them as well, and it sort of trickles down with the people that basically just aren't going to put basically $1 million into Bitcoin. So yeah, that is it, guys. Bit of a longer video than usual this morning. Yeah, thanks for listening. Remember, this is not a financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, so always do your own research, and I will speak to you guys later on today.